Good morning everyone, welcome to chessroots.com. In the previous class we have learned about tactics like pin, deflection, overload, decoy, double check, double attack, knight fork, discard attack, clearance, abstraction, remove the defender, pawn storm, like things. So today I'm going to discuss some more about tactics and their consequences in game, the most common things that we achieve while playing a game. Okay, today we got a position where this is a good example of a smothered mate. Smothered mate is just nothing but checkmate with the help of queen and knight. As we already know that queen and knight are much stronger than queen and bishop. In some positions, queen and knight are stronger than queen and rook even. Likewise, rook and a bishop is stronger than rook and a knight in certain positions. So here white is having a good knight on f7 and black is ready to give a check on queen b3. Smothered mate is giving away the queen sacrifice to with the and give checkmate with the help of knight. Now white here plays queen b3. Now if black king have only two options, one is to play king f8 and other is to play king h8. If king f8, queen f7 is checkmate. So black won't go king f8, so there is only more king h8 and knight f7 check, king g8 is the only move. Now this is a common position of a smothered mate where this f7 square should not be under support by any other piece. Then you can give knight h6 is a double check with queen and knight. King have to move to h8. If king f8, queen f7 is a checkmate. So king h8 and queen g8 is a check with the support of knight, and king cannot grab this queen, so you have to grab with rook, and knight f7 is a checkmate. So this is a very good example, and in game most of the matches will commonly fall in this trap known as smothered mate. Okay, we'll move in the next example. Okay, this is an example of a backrank weakness. What is a backrank weakness? Backrank weakness is a weakness such that king don't have any flying square to run. In most common situations, while we transfer a middle game into end game, this type of weakness arises in both the camps. So as we all know that we should not move the pawns in front of the king unless there is a purpose. In some kind of situations where we have to give a king a flying square, if we won't allow a king to give any flying square while going to an end game where we have only rooks, queens like major pieces, then these types of checkmate will common arise in certain positions. So this is a very good example of what is a backrank weakness. Let us see. Okay, here white plays queen g4. Now the idea is, if black takes queen into g4, if black captures queen into g4, rook into e8, rook into e8 and rook e8 will be a checkmate. So what can black do? White is threatening to deflect this queen. The common way of doing tactics, deflection, overload, can be done here. So queen have to move such that this rook on e8 should be supported. So there is no c6, there is no a4. Now the only square is queen b5. Now play queen c4, a very good move. Now he cannot capture with rook into c4 because rook into e8, queen into e8 and rook into e8 will be a checkmate. So he cannot even capture with queen into c4 because this rook on e8 is not protected. So black cannot capture with either queen into c4 or rook into c4, but this rook on e8 should be supported. So there is no a4, no c6, and queen have to go to d7. Now pause a moment and try to analyze the position till the end of the game. Okay, I hope you got the position. Now queen c7 is an excellent move where rook cannot capture on c7, where rook into e8, queen into e8 and queen into e8 gives checkmate, where queen into c7 is also comes to same rook e8 and rook into e8 will be a checkmate. So there is no c6, there is no c6. So now black have only two options, that is queen b5. So after queen b5, if you play queen into b7, then it will be a big mistake after queen into e2, where this rook will be free to give checkmate on c1. So now white played another good move with a4. Now there is no queen into e2 because white can simply take queen into a2 with both the ideas of checkmate on e8 or c8. Like for example, if now queen into e2, he will simply grab with rook into e2. If rook into e2, he will make checkmate with rook into c8, or if rook into c7, he will simply checkmate with rook into e8. So he cannot take queen e2 now after a4. So he have to take with queen into a4. Now rook e4. See, there is no rook into e4 even in this position because queen into c8 will be a checkmate. Queen into c8 and rook will be playing e8 and rook e8, queen e8 and queen e8 will be a checkmate. Queen c8, even queen e8, rook e8 will be a checkmate. So there is no rook into e4. If he played queen into e4, still the position comes to same rook into e4. He cannot give any of the rooks to a queen, and this position is he will be checkmated, or even rook will take e8. So there is no rook into e4 in this position, so black have to support this rook on e8. He have to play queen b5. Now queen into b7, and here black cannot support this rook on e8 anymore, so he resigned. Okay, this is a very good example of a back rank weakness. Okay, in this next example we're gonna learn how to exploit a position, a pinned piece. Okay, this was actually a very good example. Now black is a pawn up in material wise and having a knight which is ready to jump on d2 e4, whereas this other knight is pinned to f6, and white is having a strong pawn on e6. This knight on g3 hardly don't have a good square. This bishop on a3 really don't have any good square. So how can white achieve the attack on this f6 such that black will force defeat? Okay, this is a now pause this position and think for a few moments. What is a good move for white can exploit the pin on f6. So okay, here white played a very good move. It's a little hard move to spot. He played bishop a3, activating his bishop and removing the defender of this knight on f6. So if black plays any moves like queen e8, white can simply open up his bishop and play like bishop d7, or even e7 will leads a good position for white. So he played queen into a3, and white played another good move, knight g5. Now there is no way black can escape this, or knight f6 or queen f6 will be winning for white. So gh5, queen g5 check, king h8 or f8, queen f6 check, king g8, e7 with the idea of e8 or queen f8. So black don't have any other options to give checks. Queen c1 check, king e2, queen c2 check, king g3, queen d3 check, king h4, queen e4 check, king into h5, queen e2 check, king h4, queen e4 check, g4, queen e1 check, and queen h5. Now there is no other checks. Black resign. So this is a very good example of exploiting the pinned piece. I hope you enjoyed this example. See you in the next video.